Church hurt is real. I don't know how many people as a pastor have come up to me and told me about some of the traumatic experiences that they've had while at church. And see, the crazy thing is that, I am no stranger to this myself. As a matter of fact, as a pastor, oftentimes if I focused and let it happen, I would still be traumatized by some of the behaviors that go on in church. As a matter of fact, there was a time when I personally left the church because of some of the things that I experienced. And so in this episode, I'm going to open up to you all about my own church hurt. Yeah, that's right. Pastor Wale has been hurt by the church too. As a matter of fact, I remember while I was growing up, one of the things that happened was in my community, in the Adventist community, one of the things that we are big on is education. And so we have our own school system, and a lot of things that we do is that we try to help bring people to Christ through one of the vehicles, which is education. But the unfortunate part about that is that sometimes, often in those different realms or in those different institutions, sometimes you can receive church hurt through the institution. I think I've talked in the past about times where I've experienced racism in the Adventist school system. See, the thing about that is that, you go to an Adventist school or you go to a Christian school, because it's just not Adventist, where you go looking for Christ, where you go to expect people of God, right, to come and to love on you and to show the character of Christ. But unfortunately, sometimes the devil has people planted even in his Christian institutions to deter you from getting what you really need, which is Christ. Instead, you meet the devil in the form of a teacher, you meet the devil in the form of an administrator, or you meet the devil in the form of another student that can really discourage you from getting closer to Christ. But one of the things that I've experienced outside of the educational institutions is the fact that I was experiencing church hurt as I went to actual places of worship. See, oftentimes I talk about all the different avenues that church hurt happens. One of the things that I usually say a lot too is about the race issue. But let me tell you that church hurt can happen amongst people of your own race as well. Yes, actually, as a matter of fact, there's a prominent, and I'm not going to name it, Adventist church here in the state that I live in. I remember when I was 18 years old, they had some event for youth. And so I was kind of detached from the church at the time. So I remember that I wanted to go. Some of the people I knew from church were there, and I wanted to see some friends. And so I went as is, right? As I know how to dress. Back then we used to wear baggy clothes. Back then we used to have, everything was big, right? And so I came in, I remember with my baggy clothes, I came in ready to actually have an experience with God. But I noticed from the moment I stepped through the door that I did not belong in that building. Well, the truth is I actually did belong in that building, because that is a church and that's a place that Christ instituted to be accepting of people from all different walks of life. But the issue is that the people inside the church did not see me as one of them. As a matter of fact, I remember walking through the door, I immediately, even from the greeter, got like a nasty look, right? I had people looking at the way I was dressed. I had people that I knew were already contriving some sort of judgment within their minds just on my external appearance. And imagine for a teenager, right, that was already kind of out of the church, the teenager that kind of was already done with church people and church things, actually trying to have a relationship with God and walking into a church where people judged him just on the way that he was dressed. See, but the thing about my story is that my story is not just about me, but this happens time and time again as people who do not feel that they belong, people that don't feel that they fit in, oftentimes get ostracized by the body language that we speak. As a matter of fact, this is one of the reasons why I have such an issue when people focus too much on how people dress when they come to church. Because the fact of the matter is, people are coming because they are in need of something. People are coming to church because they are searching for Christ. They're searching for hope. They're searching for encouragement. And so they don't need to be ostracized or judged by the way that they present themselves, because they are just simply trying to get hope from Christ. And the funny thing about church people is that we want people to come in already at a mature level of their spirituality. We want people to come in already cleaned up and made. But that's not what Jesus did. As a matter of fact, not only did Jesus not expect people to come to him clean, but oftentimes Jesus went to people to go clean them. That's right. For all of our church members that are holier than that only come to church services and never go out and serve the community, instead of judging people that come into your church, make sure that you are actually going out and helping people where they are, because that's what Christ did. And Christ never turned anyone away, but Christ did help people to improve once they had a relationship with him. And so one of the things that we need to really focus on when it comes to church and church hurt is we got to stop judging people by the way they look. We got to stop judging people by their outward appearance, because that is not an indicator of what's going on deep down inside in their heart. Because the fact of the matter is, people are coming in depressed. People are coming in with so much of the weight of the world on their shoulder. And how are they supposed to get into a relationship with a loving God when us as unloving people treat them in ways that God would never treat us? And so my message to us today is to make sure we check ourselves at the door instead of checking others when they come into our doors. Once again, my name is WaleAde, and this is another edition of Religion and Politics. I just want to let you know that this channel is about church hurt. It's about helping people to grow in their spirituality and their walk with God. So go ahead and like, subscribe, share, comment. Please join the conversation. Please tell me about your church hurt. Tell me about something that happened to you, because we want to make sure we build a community, a safe space for believers to grow in Christ. So thank you for watching. And if you want to see more videos, go ahead and check out the link above, as I have a lot more videos for you to watch. Have a blessed day. My head held high in every stride I make. I took the long way here, my soul you can't take. No matter what you're saying, do my spirit can't break. Real self-love is kinda hard to fake. So love yourself, little girls and boys. Don't let this big bad world swallow up your joy, cause they ain't give it to you, now that's God's work. Amazing things you will achieve when you put them first. I can dance, I will.